All right, guys, so I was shooting a quick interview at Concord Mills, and this lady brought up, right out of the gate, the first thing she brought up was choice. And that's a huge issue, and it's a kind of a huge debate that the secular society in America will throw at you. What about choice and abortion? Why are you taking away the woman's choice? How do you respond to that as a Christian today? Here we go. I'm going to shoot you over the interview, and then we're going to talk about it. With the issue of abortion, do you guys believe that it should be a right for women to have an abortion in America? It should be a right. Which obviously it is, but do you think it should be?
I think as women, y'all should speak on it first, personally.
Yeah, ladies.
Well,
How you feeling?
I personally do believe that it should be choice just because of their circumstances that happen. That it's not saying that it's right, but it is free will, free choice.
Okay.
But depending upon religion, that makes a difference. So it's each one. Everybody's has a personal choice, but it's your body. So.
Okay, so there it is, right out of the gate. She brings up choice. She actually doesn't believe that abortion is right, but she is saying that it should be anybody's choice to get an abortion, right? This is what you say to a Christian, or this is what you say as a Christian to a secular that you're talking to it. Is it your choice to go steal right now? If you wanted to go steal $1 million from a bank, is it your choice to go? Yes, of course it is. It's your choice. But is it illegal in America? Yes. Is it your choice to go murder someone right now? Am I taking away that choice from you at all? No. But is it illegal? Yes. Why isn't abortion illegal the same way murder is illegal, right? It's your choice to kill your child. If you're that horrible and you want to give birth to that child, or even in the womb, if you want to kill that child, that is your choice, right? We're not taking away that choice from you at all. But the fact that it's legal in America is the main, that's the main issue. So then the question is, why is it then legal in America? And I'll get to that later in this interview. It's then because people don't believe it's a baby. And so that's the key issue. That's the fundamental question. What determines life, right? Where does life begin? Does it begin at conception? Does it begin at a heartbeat? And I'll show you right here in this video is exactly where I go to that. So do you believe it's murder? Abortion is murder? Because that's a key issue. Because if it is murder, then you have to treat it the same way all other murders are treated. So I guess the question now is, when does life begin? Because if you don't believe it begins in conception, then it's just killing a fetus, right? But the question is, when does life begin? Is it a heartbeat? Is it a brainwave activity? I personally believe it's at conception.
It is.
Right? Because that's that kind of it's consistent with all logic. Okay, I want to stop there, and I want you to remember that phrase. It is consistent with all logic. Life beginning at conception is the only view that is consistent throughout the entire argument of abortion. And you'll see why in this next question that this lady asks.
So do you still feel that way? Oh, sorry.
No, you're fine. I just want to make sure your voice is heard.
So do you still feel that way if, the mother was to die because there's the pregnancy is in her tubes and not necessarily in the womb, so she's going to die. And if she's not able to have anyone take care of the baby, then what happens?
Okay, now remember what I said about conception being the beginning of life is the only form of logic that is consistent throughout the debate of abortion. And here's why. Because if you hold to that value, then no matter what, that child is a human. And if you kill that child, it is murder. And if you kill somebody, it's murder in or out of the womb. It's consistent all the way across the board. Now, if you don't believe that, then that fetus has to become a child eventually, right? And so you don't really know when, and if you kill that fetus, then it's not charged the same as a murder outside the womb would be, and it's kind of gray, right? And I heard this analogy from Steven Crowder. If you were driving in a car, and you see a person right in front of you, right? And you're about to hit them, would you slam on your brakes? Obviously you would. You don't want to hit that person. Now, if you're in your car and you're driving and it's extremely foggy outside and you see something ahead of you that's kind of foggy, but it might be a person, it might not, I don't know. Would you slow down and stop regardless just so you make sure you don't hit that person and to kill that person? Of course you would, right? It's the same thing with It's the same thing with a baby in the womb. Most people that are pro-abortion don't know. They're just kind of like, I don't know when life begins, right? It's just kind of up in the air. Maybe it's the heartbeat. Maybe it's after they're born. Maybe it's when it's the first brainwave activity, right? But if you're a Christian and you consistently have life begins at conception, that is consistent across the board, it is always murder when you kill that child. If life begins at conception, which it does. And so if life begins at conception and that is a baby, no matter what, you can never kill that child, no matter what. And I'll show you exactly what I say here in this answer to this next question.
I saw there's two things I'd say to that. That is extremely rare, and so which doesn't mean it doesn't matter. But as I try to point people to the majority of abortions, that's why abortion shouldn't be legal. But as far as that goes, personally, as hard as it is, I still believe if it's a murder, it's a murder. And there's as heartbreaking as that is, and as hard as that is, I still believe that is you can't just take out the life of that child. If you don't believe if it's a child, then you can justify that in your head. But I would do anything possible that comes short of murder to save the mom and the child.
All right, so those are the two things I want you guys to understand, is how to respond to someone, right, when they bring up choice in regards to abortion, and how to respond to someone when they bring up the life of the mother in regards to abortion. And there's so many other points that I could have gone through, but I'm just going to make that into another video so this one doesn't go too long, and so that you can also get in your minds. I have conversation in my head all the time with people, and that helps me out to just wrap my mind around what to tell them when they ask about choice, what to tell them when they ask about the life of the mother. But you guys can do this. Keep standing strong in your faith. Proud of you guys.